Hey everybody, it's Cecil here, and I have a UU match versus Red from T-Flare. And anyway, looking at his team, that Suicune is definitely going to be the biggest problem, and also that Flygon is going to be a big problem because it's Choice Scarf and it outspeeds everything on my team, I believe. Most Flygons are always Jolly and Choice Scarf, so yeah, it's never a good idea to run anything other than that, because if you see another Flygon, it's definitely going to outspeed you, because I don't know why, but all Flygons that I've ever seen are Jolly Choice Scarf. Anyway, I go for the U-turn because I don't want my Big Team to take any damage from that Flygon, specifically that Earthquake. I send in Shaman to scare out that Suicune and set up my substitute. And right here I decided to, instead of switching out and scaring out this Roserade, because I was really afraid of him setting up too many Toxic Spikes, since he also has that Bronzong, and I know he's going to get the rocks up later on. But luckily for me, instead of setting up all 3 layers of Toxic Spikes, not Toxic Spikes, of Spikes, he goes for the Hidden Power Ice to break my sub, and I don't know what Hidden Power that is. I'm just used to Hidden Power always being Ice. But anyway, I set up a substitute as he gets his rocks up, and here he brings in his Roserade again to take the Leech Seed. Go for a Psychic, doesn't quite finish it off, and he goes for a Hidden Power, and he breaks my substitute. So lucky for me, he doesn't get any more layers, because more layers of spikes would have really screwed me over later in the match. So anyway, I know that Seed Flare would be enough to take out that Rose Race, which is why I go for it, just in case he wants to switch out, which he does, and I get a special defense drop on this Meloetta with the Seed Flare, which is really helpful because I am able to take this thing out without it doing too much harm to my Shaman, which is going to Shaman's going to be really helpful for it later. Anyway, he brings up the Mienshao, goes for the high jump kick and misses, but I also miss, so, you know, kind of feel a little bit better about him missing. So anyway, he goes for a U-turn, kind of almost taking me out, and as I go for the Psychic, I go for the Psychic because I really didn't want Seed Flare to miss. But anyway, he brings in this Bronzong. I set up the Leech Seed because I know he's going to finish me off, and right here I really want to force him to switch out. I go for the Bolt Strike, really hoping that he switches out into Suicune, so I can get a massive amount of damage on that thing, but unfortunately for me that's not the case. He Toxics me, and I switch out into Swampert, which is kind of a dumb move because this thing's got Toxic. Anyway, now he switches out, and I know that I can take anything from this Flygon, which is why I go for Ice Punch, and as he brings in the Roserade, so I'm able to take that thing out of the way, which is going to be helpful for my Shaman later on. Anyway, right here, my Swampert can't do anything against his Suicune, so I just bring in Bronzong to set up my own rocks and get this thing Toxic to see if it's a rest Suicune or not. Anyway, I just Toxic this thing and get my rocks up as he keeps going for the Scald, not getting any burns, which is really helpful, as I am just gonna leave my Bronzong here to die to safely get into either Victini or Shaman out on this thing. Go for Earthquake, as right here he shows that he does indeed have rest. I stay in one more turn with Bronzong just to see if he does have the Sleep Talk, which is kind of obvious that he would, since if he doesn't have Chesto, then yeah, he obviously has a Sleep Talk. But anyway, keep going for Earthquake, and right here I don't know why, but he switches out, which really in my opinion really screwed him up for later, because now his sleep turns get all messed up and resetted, and he brings on the Flygon, over predicts, as I really didn't need my Bronzong anymore, and right here he blows my freaking mind. He goes for Skill Swap, and he tricks away my Skill Swaps away my Levitate. So now I can't go for Earthquake anymore, and since I know he can, I just decided to bring in Abzel, expecting him to go for the Earthquake, but he double switches into his Suicune, as I kind of stupidly go for the Nasty Plot as he brings in his Flygon, so my Abzel can't really do anything since it's going to get outsped and destroyed. So I bring in Swampert, really hoping that I can live an Outrage, which I do, so I'm able to finish off this Flygon with Ice Punch, and that is one dead Flygon. So It's gonna be really helpful for later on. Anyway, he brings in Miancho. He finishes me off with a U-turn, so that lets me get some switch advantage right here. Brings out Suicune, and its sleep turns are reset, so I do not fear this thing at all. I can go for high jump kick, which is going to do a massive amount of damage on everything he has left in his team. He goes for the sleep talk, gets roar, and roars me out into Bikini. And right here he switches out into his Bronzong, and in this part of the match I wasn't looking at the DS screen. And then when I looked back, I saw that this thing was still alive, and my head exploded from being blown because I was just wondering how in the hell did this thing survive. Anyway, go for another B create since if I switch in I'm gonna die and Tox is just gonna finish me off. But anyway, bring in Miancho, he sends in his Suicune. I go for U-turn, expecting to finish this thing off with it, which is exactly what happens. I go for U-turn. I wanted to switch out my Miancho just to get it back up to full health, because this match is going to be a one-on-one versus my Miancho and his Miancho, and my Bronzong wasn't really gonna help me that much. So anyway, I was really nervous about this part of the match because it was pretty much a speed tie. However, the decisive factor was that we both have a Hidden Power Ice, but I have Hidden Power Ice with 30 in attack and defense and 31 in everything else, and he has Hidden Power Ice with 30 in speed and 31 in everything else, which is why there was no speed time at all, and I do go first and manage to take him out. So that was a really close game, Reds, like right at the end. Anyway, I hope that you all know about the new, well, not really new, about the way that you can get Hidden Power Ice. You can get Hidden Power Ice with 30 in attack and defense. Kind of found that out because I really didn't want to lower my speed. I honestly never want to lower speed with Hidden Power, because speed is always the one stat you never want to lower with any type of Hidden Power, as you saw right there. It does make a difference. But anyway, that was a good game, and see you guys in my next upload, if I upload one tomorrow, because I'm out of matches and I haven't really had time to find one. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.